So I wanted to change my gaming setup. Recently, my TV was all set up like this, and it wasn't the best. It did the job, but it just sort of was a bit uninspiring. So I moved my office studio around, and now it looks like this. So I'm just going to highlight some of the changes I've made. Firstly, I swapped out this big TV unit for a nice bench that just sort of sits at the bottom. It's much tidier, just looks a bit nicer. I wall mounted the TV, which was no easy task. This LG QNED is heavy, and my walls are like made of paper, so I had to sort of reinforce it. It ended up slightly further away from the wall than I wanted it, but I mean, it's still much better than what it would have been when it was on a stand. Plus, I've also used this extendable bracket, which means I can get behind the TV quite easily and change things out, which I tend to do a lot in my line of work. Now I've got the PS5 on its stand with a new, longer HDMI 2.1 cable. So that runs behind the bench and then up the trunking behind the TV, and there's a little bit of space to be able to actually move it around, and I've got a little bit of flexibility there. But there's one thing that I have done which has transformed this space from good to great. It's the cherry on top, the chef's kiss, if you will. These backlights. Now, they are a HDMI pass-through system, which means there's no need for any camera or anything like that. What happens is that whatever console you have your media on, so in my case it's the PS5, but you could do that through an AV receiver or through like a smart stick or something like that. That plugs into a box that you stick on the back of your TV, and then that goes through HDMI into one of your inputs. There's zero latency, so it doesn't slow down things for gaming and stuff like that. It's 4K 60Hz, supports HDR. But what it does is it takes the image that you're putting through onto the screen and it creates that with the backlight. So the backlight will match what's happening on your picture. Now, a quick disclaimer, I did get sent these by Lytmi. They're not paying to sponsor the video or anything like that. I'm going to give my honest impressions. I've been honest with them, I'm going to be honest with you. There are things about these things that I think are awesome and they just are really super cool, and there are some things that sort of annoy me and it's just not perfect and they could change, and I don't know why they haven't changed. So I'm going to go through all of that in this video. But before we do that, let's just go into a bit more detail and why they're so great. So once you've got this thing set up with the box, the actual LEDs, they just stick around the edge of your TV with a sort of sticky tape, and they're pre-cut depending on the size of your TV. So you have to order the right ones for your TV, and then you stick them on, and then there's a bit of wire that sort of curves around and goes around the edge of the TV. And then once you're set up on Lytmi's mobile app, you can now control the lights. So you can set them up to be able to sync with what's on the screen, or you can just do a solid color. You can do different scenes, or there's like a music mode as well. Now, before we sort of touch more on the sync mode, which is the main mode really, the scenes are actually really nice. So you can have these on without having the TV on because it's not powered by the TV. So you can have these lights as just part of the look. But they've got everything from like a fire mode to sort of like some rolling colors, which I think look really, really nice. You can also change things like how bright the backlight is and how diffused the patterns that come through are. So it can be sort of a bit more blended or a little bit sharper. Now, coming to the sync mode, what's great about this is that unless you've got a pretty high-end system, it's not going to worsen your signal at all. So it supports 4K at 60Hz, which means for the vast majority of people, that's going to be as good as it's going to get. The only thing is it doesn't support, obviously doesn't support 120Hz because 4K 60Hz, I've already said that. But it also doesn't support things like Dolby Vision. So if you're running Dolby Vision in your setup and you want to make the most of that, then you're going to lose that. You still get HDR10, but it's just not quite the top end. And obviously because this is based on HDMI, so you HDMI in, HDMI out, if you have a smart TV, you're not going to be able to do the sync stuff with your smart TV apps. So if you want it to sync with a TV program or something that you're watching on YouTube or something like that, you're going to have to run those off of a different device through the box. So for example, what I've done on here, I've been running everything through my PS5. Now, they do say that there's no latency, and I honestly, without having to do a proper test, I would agree with them. I didn't notice any latency. I mean, I think it's quite hard to notice it depending on the setup I've got anyway, but there was no additional delay I found when I was playing games through between having this on the TV and having it through the box. I think it was actually just pretty sharp and I wouldn't notice any difference. Now, honestly, I think this product looks beautiful. It's nicer on your eyes if you're watching it in a dark room because it's just a little bit less harsh having the dark room and then suddenly a bright TV, but it also just increases the atmosphere. And one of the problems with TV backlights is that because they are just one colour, it can sometimes contrast what's on the screen and it doesn't look particularly good. And when you have a dark scene, you have this really bright backlight, that doesn't necessarily look fantastic. But if you have this, when the sort of scene gets really dark, the lights get dark. When you have something bright come from one side of the screen, it doesn't light up the entire screen, it just lights up the backlight on that side of the screen. So it's really sensitive, the colours are great, and honestly, it's just beautiful. Now, I really like this. I think the build quality is great. I think there's so many great things about this, but there are some really annoying things, and I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't talk about them. So the first thing is that the strips that you get with the LEDs on are actually longer than what should be on the box. Most TVs tend to be sort of 48 inches, 55 inch, 65 inch, 75 inch, and that's sort of how they do their size. They do from 55 to 64, 65 to 74. So my TV is 65 inch, I've got the 65 inch compatible strips. The problem with the 65 inch compatible strips is that they're actually too big. They clip over the edge, and I've had to sort of like almost like fold them back in over themselves, and they're overlapping, and it really lets it down. I think if it was just slightly smaller, then it would be fine, but actually if you're going to be buying this, if you have a 65 inch TV or a 55 inch TV, get the smaller size, get the size that goes up to 64 inches, because 65 inches is too big. That will save you some money, so that's a positive, but just be cautious of that. And I checked Amazon reviews, and it seems to be a thing that happens across all the sizes from lots of people, so it's not just me saying it. And the second thing that really irks me about these things is the Alexa support. Now, I have Alexa in my home, and I use a lot of different smart products, like the lights you see behind me. The Alexa support, so when I go to my office and I want to start recording, I just tell my friend Alexa to turn on the office, and then this is what happens. Now, the problem I have is that I would love that to work for the TV as well. So for example, if I'm watching smart apps and I want to get a backlight up, I don't have to fumble around my phone and switch it on the app. I can just say it out loud and then it comes on. That would be ideal. And that's what should happen. However, the Alexa setup on this thing is a pain in the rear end. So the Lytmi don't have their own skill for Alexa. I don't know if you know how Alexa works, but you use skills. So for example, certain smart home companies will have their own skill that works with Alexa, and then you set up your account through that way. So the problem I have is that it was almost telling me to download a different skill, which I already have downloaded for different apps, but then log into that skill with my Lytmi or Lytmi account to be able to control that. But I use that skill for other devices, so I don't want to log out of my account on that skill to use this one, because then I would lose the access to all the other stuff. So it was just a bit weird and confusing. It just didn't feel like that's the way it should be designed to work, and it just seems like they just need to implement their own Alexa skill in order to do it. Do you know what I mean? If you sound confused, I'm confused. So I mean, yeah. Next, the app is great. It works well. You can do everything quite simply from the app. But like I said, it's sometimes if you're sat watching TV, you get the remote. You don't want to have to then go, oh, the backlight, and then do another thing. You just want it to either just work. Now, if you're going to be using the device that you're wanting to work, it will automatically come on using CEC. So if I turn on my PS5, the lights will come on automatically. But if I'm trying to watch Netflix straight off the TV and I want Dolby Atmos and I just want a backlight as opposed to it to sync, then I have to manually go on and turn it on, and I can't use my voice because I can't set up Alexa because it's a pain in the rear end. It would even be better if there was just a remote with some of the presets on the remote so you can quickly switch modes, and you just had that next to your sofa. I don't like having loads of remotes, but it would be better than having to use my phone every single time. So I mean, that's my honest thoughts. It looks amazing. I think if you changed a few of the things, it would be perfect. If they fix those things, which should be able to be fixed in software, really, other than the size thing, they just need to market that properly. If they did all of that, this thing would be the perfect backlighting system. It is really, really good, and I'm really, honestly, massively blown away by how good it looks and how much it transforms the setup. It's just a little bit faffier than I wanted it to be. Now, I am going to keep them. I think how much it adds outweighs the sort of slightly annoying things, because these things are slightly annoying. I am massively impressed with it more than I am annoyed by it. But if those are the kind of things that would annoy you, just bear in mind that before you buy this thing. you might want to just make sure you get the smaller size. Now, if you want to get some of these, Lytmi have actually given me a code so you can get some money off if you follow the link down there. And somewhere else down there is my merch shelf, where I'm wearing now. I thought I was doing a video on the TV related thing, and actually we've had some issues with TV sizes. This is my TV Size Matters shirt. Do you get it? Because if you look at it from far away, you think it just says Size Matters, and that's a little bit weird and a bit inappropriate. But it's because there's a little TV. It actually changes the entire meaning of the shirt because the TV size matters. But guys, that is all from me. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Whoop!